Okay, today is one of those 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or sorry, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, maybe 3 steps back. So I was able to get the timing set and on the dwell angle, and then discovered I had an oil leak under the car since the last time I did a little test run. Expecting the worst, looked around, thought it was coming from the remote oil filter mount on the fender inside. And then after I cranked it to set the dwell, I found out where the oil leak is at. So stay tuned. I'm Shane. I like to do car stuff, I think. Okay, so this will be a not as great day. Came outside, got home a little bit early today. It was light out, and I haven't really done much to the car in a few days. So looked underneath. Oh, I noticed it from walking up to it. Got a little puddle under here, and there's the oil pan, and there's, I think that's the old clutch sleeve cylinder, maybe. Anyway, guess I got some searching around to do because I'm actually not seeing where it's leaking from, and I'm hoping it's hydraulic fluid coming from whatever that is. I'm assuming again that that's my MGB slave cylinder for the clutch. But anyway, aside from some kitty litter, got a little investigation and cleanup to do because that's not good, but maybe it's not that bad. So I'm going to be optimistic and say it's probably just coming from that and running the engine, pressurize some things maybe, and that's what caused it to leak. Yeah, that's it. Or maybe it's leaking from the engine somewhere. I looked up above and I really didn't see anything either. So anyway, stay tuned for that, I guess. I'll have to do some more digging, figure out where it's coming from. All right, I feel a little better. This thing will focus. So I got under the car. It didn't look like it was leaking on that clutch line or brake line down there, which needs to be replaced because it's in really bad shape, but not leaking. Anyway, I could see the inner fender well had oil at the bottom of it, so it was like hitting up here and running down. And then I remembered that this thing is just kind of sitting here temporarily right now, and sure enough, underneath I could see a little bit of what was left wet, and it's running down there. It's kind of hard to see, but anyway, that's where it's leaking from, is the oil filter, remote oil filter housing. It's almost like the oil filter itself is leaking, but anyway, that's good news. So that's not too bad. I did check the oil level. Oil level is actually fine, so I didn't expect it to be a major thing, and I guess it's not. It's just building up pressure on this caused it to leak, and yeah, guess I'll need to address that at some point, get that fixed. Just one more thing on the list. All right, got a few minutes of daylight here today, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my new dwell meter that I bought from a local gentleman. And anyway, we'll be looking down here at the top line for V8s. And let's see, the green wire goes to the negative side of the coil. Should be here. And then the black goes to a ground. And let's stick it up here. Just seemed to be where he stuck his. I've actually never done this before because I've always had distributors that had gaps that you set with feeler gauges. So I'm learning something new this time. It's all right. It's actually, I think, easier maybe by the time it's all said and done. So what we're gonna do, make sure this is on dwell right here. We're gonna turn the key, and as it cranks, we'll see the needle deflect, figure out what our dwell angle is. So let's see what we got. $15. All right. So now I gotta figure out if I adjust it in or out. And crap, I can't remember. I guess it's 50, 50, 90. So anyway, now we gotta take an Allen wrench and get down there and adjust that screw there for the gap on the points, and then we'll try it again. Okay, so it appears, at least on mine, the adjustment nut or screw is a 1/8 inch Allen head. So we're going to, I adjusted it 2 turns inward, so clockwise. I'm gonna see what it does. I could go look it up, but I'm right here, and 50, 50, 90, it's not that big of a deal. So without any further ado, let's see if we made it worse or better. Oh, better. And now it looks like it's 30. Pretty close to it anyway. All right, got lucky. 50, 50, 90 is what I always say. All right, so I'm going to connect the gas back up and see if that helps with the popping and stuttering of the idle. I'm expecting still to be mostly carburetor related because it's not tuned at all and it's the wrong size, but who knows, maybe it'll run a little bit better. All right, got the fuel pump hooked back up in the trunk, and sure got the pump coming on. Can't tell. All right, I'm kind of holding my choke down a little bit with that screwdriver, and I did find the oil leak. It's coming from that oil filter for sure. Could hear it squirting when I was cranking it, so got that to fix. But let's see if it idles any better. Nope. Still backfiring. So we still got some work to do. Biggest takeaway on this is what in the crap is in this line here with all these wires that would be leaking oil everywhere. Goes up there. What is that? Is that some kind of oil cooler or something down there? Wow, and it's a steady pour out of there. All right, well, that's good. At least it's actually not my filter assembly. It was just a byproduct. So it's something in this taped up line here. It runs down into that thing down there. So I'll do some Googling. If somebody knows it offhand, let me know what I need to do. And or where that connects to, that it's grabbing oil from somewhere, obviously. Interesting. All right, well, happy about the points gap. A little closer on that now. And I think when we get the carb tuned, it'll run pretty decent. But we definitely need to get that oil leak fixed over there before I do much else, because I'm making a huge mess on my driveway that I just paid somebody to pressure wash and seal last week. So anyway, I guess that's it for today. See you later. Got a mess to clean up. In the meantime, I guess as a ending to this, I also taped the flares back on just to kind of play around with them. Kind of had an idea in my brain earlier today that if I could roll this one forward a little bit, it would kind of shoot up and maybe go along the body line a la TVR, but doesn't work very well. So kind of went back to this for now, but just playing around with it. I may not even put them on there.